I'm a big fan of the Witcher video games. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is one of my favourite games of all time, even if the latest update has made it almost unplayable on my PC. But what about the TV show? The TV show came out at a weird time for my channel and my content. The first 2 seasons landed during the holidays, when I was very busy at work and unable to make as much content as usual. So I feel as though I haven't really spoke much about this show. Plus, because of the release time, the show has never been eligible for any of my end of year awards, so I haven't had many opportunities to give it its due attention on my content. So, what do I think of it? The first season is okay. Henry Cavill is fantastic as Geralt, capturing the voice and mannerisms as the character very well, clearly inspired by the games. Sometimes the sets and costumes can show their budget restrictions, especially certain armor and the CGI and special effects are good but not great. The action scenes are good too. I really like Anya Chalotra as Yennefer, although she's not at all how I pictured her from the books, and she's not much like the version in the games either. It's a great performance, she makes the role her own, and she adds a lot of attitude to her depiction, which is a nice touch. Ciri is great. I think like Henry, she is almost picture perfect for the role, visually speaking. Not a lot to say there because sometimes in the books Ciri is more of a plot device than a character, although that does improve as the books progress. I also like the show's version of Dandelion, who is called Jaskier or Haskier or whatever in the show. The other cast in the show is a problem though. A lot of the cast are generic and they often lack unique looks and depictions. I don't want to name names or get all cruel, but there is one key character in the show who I think is horrifically cast. Nothing against the actor playing them, they're doing a fine job, but the writing and the depiction of the character is simply wrong. The diversity of the show is good too, but it is a case of diversity for the sake of diversity. I'm all for diversity, but this show does not explain any of it. This is a world full of hatred, xenophobia, racism, sexism, misogyny, and yet we have all these characters and races and ethnicities and sexualities living among one another, and none of those issues is ever brought up. It's odd. The biggest problem with season 1 was the structure. It tells a story out of order, eventually merging at the end. Season 2 corrected this and told a more linear, straightforward story, and I enjoyed season 2 a lot more than the first one. Here's the thing though. I do not like the books. I've read them all, but I don't like the story it tells, and I don't like the way it tells that story. So much of the books are of random characters who have just been introduced, having long conversations about things that have been seen or heard. I want to see Geralt, I want to see Yennefer and Ciri, but the books barely even focus on them. There's been a whole discussion about the faithfulness of the show. How faithful is the show to the books? The first season is faithful. The second season makes big divergences, which I appreciated. Rumour has it that Henry Cavill left the series because he wanted the show to be more faithful. Personally, I'd rather the show kept the world and characters of the books but made the story more interesting. Easier said than done. Maybe that's just me though. Henry has left the show, with Liam Hemsworth being brought in to replace him for the 4th season. It's not great, but I have nothing against Liam, so I'll give him a chance, so long as the main show continues to be entertaining at the least. This past Christmas we saw the spin-off limited series get released, and I'm not going to say much about it except that I really did not like it. It was bad, very bad. I am worried about the future of the show. I do think that its approach to adapting the books is going to be the key element. If it sticks to the story of the books, I might lose interest unless it makes some big changes to focus more on the key characters. It's not all bad, it's not all negative, but the books do have their moments. Netflix has a history of cancelling shows, and with the loss of its main star, many viewers might drop off too. I don't see The Witcher continuing to be a big hit they want it to be, but maybe I'm wrong. So, in summary, I liked season 1 but had some problems with it. I liked season 2 more because I appreciate the changes it made to the source material. Avoid the limited series, it's not good. The animated movie is okay too, check that out if you want. Otherwise, just play the games, they're great, better than the books and the shows by far. And that's been my Let's Talk of The Witcher. Let me know what you think of The Witcher TV show and of everything else surrounding that. And if you've got a topic for Let's Talk, leave it in the comments and feedback down below. I might get to it at some point. Also, subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @the_Grant Burton. Until next time though, that's all I've got for now. I've been talking. Thanks for watching.